The dumbest shit that you've ever done, I've done 10 times dumber, and there's public record of a lot of it. So,
yes.
I had this conversation with my wife the other night. Like, I'm basically a fucking animal that walks on 2 legs.
Casey, I'm from Pittsburgh. I've been with Elite for 3 years or so. Actually, I had a pretty cool story the way I got brought on, but Brandon Smitley and I had a good competition, learned to train 7, and Dave was like, congrats, you're on the team. I was like, me? Like, what? So, yeah, it's been a fun ride ever since. I've learned a ton, and it's been fun giving back. I've learned from the best, and hopefully I can pass on some of that to you guys today. So, compete raw, and haven't competed in a while. Danny's supposed to fix me, so we'll see if she can do that.
What's your best
Ooh,
number?
squat 810, bench 540, deadlift 740. So that was when I wasn't broken.
My name is Jale Holdsworth. So I've been with Elite, FTS. I guess I'm kind of the older guy because I've been writing for Dave since I don't know, maybe about 12 years or so a while. But my background's, I graduated with exercise science degree, went on to start my master's in coaching at the University of Kentucky, was a strength coach at the University of Kentucky, left there to come up here to train at Westside Barbell. Had at the time 4th best total in 275s in the world. Had the highest bench at Westside, and then I had a lower back injury, and that took me out of competitive powerlifting until for really 10 years I didn't do a meet. Did a meet 2 years ago, nationals, and won deadlifting worlds 2 years ago. So very familiar with a lot of injuries I've had. I have 7 knee surgeries on my left knee. I have no ACL anymore. It was bad. Then I started doing a lot of jiu-jitsu, MMA training, and then that took care of the rest of the ACL that I had. And then I've torn bicep. Basically, I just had hernia surgery last fall. Herniated disc, L5-S1 is what kind of took me out originally, so I rehabbed that back. So I've learned a lot of hard lessons that hopefully you guys can learn, right? So they say smart person learns from their mistakes. I typically don't, but a really smart person learns from other people's mistakes. So ask a lot of questions, guys, because you know, we've made a lot of them, and as you go, and so you guys don't want to make those same mistakes. I own the Spot Athletics. It's a training facility, private training facility here in Columbus, Ohio. And our mission is to bring world-class training coaching to the community level. So 2 of my coaches, Coach Kayla and Kirk, back here today. They're gonna be helping me out with our groups. So they're great coaches as well, both compete. Kirk just did a meet, squatted 771. So he's gonna be my demonstrator when we go to squat stuff. My best numbers, I competed quit, but 804 deadlift, 775 bench, and a 905 squat. 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago I did that. All right.
Hey everybody, I'm Swede. I'm a competitive powerlifter for did my first meet 20 years ago. I've always competed raw. I train single ply. Now I'm gonna do a single ply meet this year, hopefully. Been through a lot of injuries myself. Spine stuff, start with that. I had an L5-S1 injury, which was really bad and resulted in me not being able to stand or walk. I had to have laminotomy on 2 vertebrae and a discectomy and a root nerve relocation. Basically what that means is I was really jacked up. And I was able to work myself back to where now I'm really healthy. I've been competing in bench only since then, but I'm ready to do full power again now, you know. A lot of experience with injuries myself. I've had probably 15 tears throughout the years. I tore my pec 5 weeks ago, so I'm still rehabbing that. You know, like you said, sometimes you learn from your mistakes. So I've picked up a lot over the years in that regard. I have a team of about 15 competitive powerlifters that I coach at my facility in Western PA. It's called Keyhole Barbell. I developed a methodology for powerlifting training and competition called Fifth Set. It's done really well. A lot of people have had some really good success with that. One of them, Tara Orovec, just did the US Open. She just dropped a weight class, and we left a little bit on the platform intentionally. She's on her way down to 165 from 181. But I'm confident she could have done within 20 pounds if we push it of what she just did in a weight class where she was 20 pounds heavier not 3 months ago. So that's pretty impressive, and I'm going to use her to demonstrate for bench press because she's a pretty good bench presser. She's hit 285 pounds raw. I also compete raw. What else? Yeah, this is a really important part of the whole deal here because not only is this going to teach us what you guys want to learn today, but it also establishes rapport and lets us get to know each other a little bit. You know, that's an important part of this because when you're on the beginning, everybody comes in these seminars. I do these a lot. Everybody's uncomfortable in the morning. By lunchtime, we start kind of talking. And then finally, by the time you leave, it's when you really start learning stuff. So if we could get that out of the way early and just start talking and, you know, I think that would be a better way to do it. So, anyone, we'll take, oh, here we go.
For the people that are newer to the sport, looking back on when you started, what do you wish that you had done sooner?
You want me to start as the young one that hasn't fucked anything up yet? So I've been competing. I played college football. I played Division I football. Always competed, always strength trained, obviously for football, not so much for powerlifting. So I've been competing 5 years now. I've been in a pretty fortunate scenario. I met Steve Goggins at my first meet. I've been in touch with him ever since. I haven't screwed up too badly. I use Steve, Dave, JL, anybody that I can get an ear from. I use them for advice. So, as far as what would I change, not a whole lot. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Call Louis Simmons. Hey, Louis, can I stop by? Yeah, no problem. That was before I was a nobody, and now I'm probably still a nobody, but I'm becoming a somebody, I suppose. So, point is, don't be afraid to admit what you don't know. Ask questions, seek out advice, seek out others, but also don't be afraid to try some things on your own. You know, you can screw up, but not screw up too bad. So.
I would say, you know, one of the big things, I think, you know, you talk about advice like from the beginning, you guys are doing the right thing by just being here. So whether your goal is to compete competitively in powerlifting or just, you know, hey, I want to fucking move well, feel good, and be pretty strong for, you know, most dudes walking around, whatever it is, you're doing the right thing by increasing your education, your knowledge level. You know, you guys are obviously taking, you know, another step beyond people. You know, there's obviously, you know, tons of people that read the site and do that. But, you know, coming here and learning, that's really the first step is really good. And, you know, so in 2000, I came to a seminar like this that Dave used to do. And this was obviously in a very small space, you know, as long as 16 years ago. You know, 4 years later, you know, when I was at that seminar, it's gonna be a lot of like what you guys are gonna hear today. You squat like shit. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, so that's basically what Dave told me. And so,
That's not, maybe they're not as bad as you were.
I was fucking bad. So, but you know, 4 years later, I was writing for Elite and I fucking out totaled Dave. So, you know, hey, you know, so you know, so maybe Dave taught me too good. But what I'll say though, guys, is, you know, that was fucking, I mean, 16 years ago, like I never thought that this would be my path, or at that point, like I was just trying to learn and grow, and that just happened to be my path and where it took me. So, you know, you guys are taking the first step, but you never know where this stuff can grow to. And, you know, just like Swede really said, guys, like don't be afraid to ask questions, because trust me, like the dumbest shit that you've ever done, I've done 10 times dumber, and there's public record of a lot of it. So.
Yes. Actually, I wish I was a lot more like Casey. I wish I could say that I had.
I think most guys are. I just fell into a stupidly lucky situation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of I was very hard-headed when I was young. I started very young. I started powerlifting in high school, and I was better than most of the people that were on my little team. And so I kind of immediately, like most beginners, as soon as I moved into the novice phase there, I assumed that I was an expert and I knew more than everybody. So for the first maybe 2-3 years of my lifting, I didn't learn anything except for beating my head against the wall. Then the question you have to ask yourself is this: what do you want to do? If you want to compete in powerlifting, you need to find people that are good at competing in powerlifting, coaches for powerlifting. I did powerlifting initially, and once I got past that initial phase where I thought I knew everything, and I realized like I don't really know that much. There's people out there that are a lot stronger than me, and if I want to learn, I'm going to have to, do what it takes to learn. I started traveling. I started driving 3 hours each way to train with people that were good. I moved on. I competed in, I didn't mention this before, but I competed in bodybuilding for a long time at the national level. I competed for 7 years in bodybuilding, and I was a top 10 super heavyweight finish in a national level show. And in order to do that, I got with the people who were the best bodybuilders that I knew of, that I could find. And that meant I even would travel back and forth to train in Long Island 4 times a week to train with people that knew more than me. So what you guys are doing is huge. Coming and kind of seeking out knowledge, seeking out learning is the fastest way to get where you want to go. Humbling yourself and admitting that you don't know everything.
You touched on it too. It's not so much what do you want to do, but what are you willing to do?
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do to get there? Yeah.
Carlos drove in from Connecticut.
Right.
12 hours.
That's an example of somebody. He's already really good. I don't know if you know, but
and I mean, Danny,
he's a really good lifter already.
Both him and Danny. Danny came in from Colorado. I mean, my man came in from NorCal. So it's and it's okay if you just want to compete a couple times a year and just have fun with it. That's perfectly fine. Do that.
How many people here have done a meet?
Oh, we need to get.
About half.
We need to get more. We need more.
And how many people want to do a meet that haven't done one yet?
Yeah.
100%. Good. So everybody in here has either done a meet or wants to do a meet. That's what it looked like, right? Or no? Did anybody not put their hand up? Unsure. Yeah. Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll be sure on that. Yeah.
I think regardless of if you want to be better in powerlifting or you just want to be better in life, and I think the best advice I ever got, which I did not fucking listen to, was that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so
still get that advice all the time.
It's fucking, I mean, the thing is like, if you just, go to meets like he was talking about, like it's smart, leave a little bit on the platform. Why? Because there's fucking plenty of meets coming up. Yeah. And so the guys that I started with that, Chad Walker's a great example. So he was a, does anybody know who Chad is? He had one of the best totals in super heavyweight in the world. So, but like when we started, like I was one of the best in the world. Chad was a fucking turd. And like he just slowly, like over 10 years, would like add 20 pounds to his total, 20 pounds to his total, 20 and he didn't get injuries. I had fucking serious injuries that I had to deal with, not being able to get out of bed to piss when you wake up at night. It's not a fun feeling because your back's fucking broke or whatever. It sucks. Right. So, but Chad did it smart. It was that marathon mentality. He would go to meets. He would always go 9 for 9. Always have like a little left in the tank, and then he didn't have to deal with the injuries. So, whether you're in the gym and you're just like, you're trying to look better, feel better in that, there's no reason to fucking be failing at lifts in the gym. There's no reason to be doing that shit. That shit's ego shit. Trust me, like I have the biggest, like my ego has fucked me more in my life, and I know that I shouldn't do it. I still do shit that's fucking stupid. It's just me, whatever, I'm not gonna change, fuck it. But like, hopefully, you guys can learn.
Our mistake.
Yeah, learn, because I'm going to keep doing stupid shit, and I'm going to keep having lessons for you. But I'm a fucking idiot. And it's okay. It's not going to, I had this conversation with my wife the other night. Like, I'm basically a fucking animal that walks on 2 legs. And that's my mentality. Like, in life, I look at things. I want to fight, fucking win. And those 3 things, if it's not going to that end, I don't give a fuck about it. Okay? So that's just my mentality. That's not for everybody, but that's who I am. I'm not going to change. But learn from that shit, because you guys don't want to have the injuries. You don't want to do that, especially if you're not going for a world, and even if you are going for world championships, there's ways to do it right. And Casey is, like he said, he was lucky, he got around right people, but he wasn't fucking lucky. He listened. Because I got around the same people at the same time, I just didn't fucking listen. So he got around Steve Goggins, and Steve Goggins said, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. And Casey, okay, Steve, I'm gonna do it. I was competing against Steve, and I was like, Steve, you know, he was like, you need to do this, this, and I was like, fuck you, old man. Like, you know, I was like, I'm gonna fucking crush you. But that's my mentality. And that's me. But
a lot of people you're going to find at the top have that mentality too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the better people just have that I'm absolutely not going to fucking lose mentality. That's part of it. Learning to
so what I'm
harness
saying,
that,
yeah.
But pick and choose your battles. Don't take that battle out on the lady at McDonald's. She didn't do anything to you.
That's big too.
I never do that.
I'm here with Joe Ken, owner of Big House Power, competitive athletic training, and Joe's here this weekend for the Elitefts Sports Performance Training Summit. Joe, we appreciate you being here. We're going to be talking about the tier system, talk a little bit about some of the misconceptions around the tier system, and what do you hope to accomplish this weekend